Walkabout Minigolf, the board game for ages 4 through 100. Fun for the whole family. The entire family can enjoy some minigolf in board game form. We are not playing board game minigolf because we are tiny. And as such, we can just play it for real. I don't know how you would play it if you were a regular-sized human being. They're pieces. They're dice, but I can't tell from looking at this board how the rules would go. But anyway, this is Walkabout Minigolf's holiday course. This came out in December. It is not December now. It's February. It's mid-February. Because we're behind on these DLC courses. We're behind on them. Got to catch up. Here comes the train. Well, this mid-February because this is the February update, but I didn't make this early February because we were still in the middle of playing a game. We're still in the middle of playing Robot Alchemic Drive, so I didn't really need to make an update for that because what I would have said is that we were still playing Robot Alchemic Drive. Robot Alchemic Drive is over now. We finished it! And what a delight it was. Oh. Should have gotten that in. Yeah, I like that game a lot. It was really good. It was, there's a lot of Christmas gifts here. Well, RAD was a gift to us. Getting to defend the city of Senjo with Glang. And getting to be concerned about if Nanao is going to find a job. I was a little concerned about the length of the game when I saw that. I looked up how many episodes are there, and there were 53, and I thought, wow, that seems like a lot, but each individual episode was really not that long, so it was a fairly reasonable length of a game. We gotta wait for the train to cross by, of course. There we go. To go to the next hole. But that game is over. I enjoyed it a lot, and I hope you did as well. Also, we completed the Haunted PS1 demo disc, Flipside Frights. Hit that ball. We kind of have a straight... I think we have a straight line to the... I think we can get it under the ball enough. Let's see. Yeah. There we go. That's what we want. Now we're 1 under par. So... might as well take a ride on the train while we're here. Let's get there we go. Get on that. So, we completed the Haunted PS1 demo disc. We have been doing tryouts, of course. I hope you've been enjoying all of that. But since our main game is done, that does mean it's time for another game. To move on to a new full playthrough. And so what I've been thinking is that 1 year ago, we played through a game, and, since it's been a year, maybe it's time to have a look at the sequel, which would be a little game called Parasite Eve 2. Now, it's been 1 year since we played the first game, and I had some problems with that game, but it was also interesting in many ways. Interesting enough that I do want to check out the second game. Alright, our train ride's over. Let's get off. Thank you. I do want to check out the second game. People have said it's more like a Resident Evil game. Still with aspects of Parasite Eve, but the gameplay is a bit more survival horror-ish than the first game, apparently. And of course, we have to see just what happens in the fight against the mitochondria. You remember? Mitochondria is rebelling. And sure, we defeated Eve, but the mitochondria threat still remains. For Santa. Oh, new hole record. New record for that hole. Glass of milk, some cookies. For Santa. You can warm yourself by the fire. So yeah, starting with this Monday stream, we'll be doing Parasite Eve 2, and of course continuing on with tryouts. I also played through the first 2 Mega Man games, and I mean, I'm not playing 3 at the moment, but I'm sure as time goes on, we'll probably want to have a look at the subsequent Mega Man games, the games of the man who is Mega. That's not for now. That's going to be for later, probably. For now, it's going to be PE2. Alright, so we want to hit that against the wall, so it's going to bonk to the right, go down the stairs. We don't want to do it too hard, otherwise it'll just bounce out entirely. Huh? I think? Yeah, power was good. Power was good. Alright, 300 par. You know, talking about this course, I think Mighty Coconut, the company that makes this game, they've done a really good job with the DLC courses. You'd think that with as many as they've put out, maybe they might start to run out of ideas. But they're all consistently really good, and I think that this one is really good both as just a mini-golf course, taking away the theme, but also, considering the theme, I think they do a really good job at capturing the warm and fuzzy feeling of a Christmas morning. Just with all the decorations and the lights and all this. And like the putter for this hole is also pretty good. You have this candy cane end. The middle has some gift wrapping with a ribbon. Further up, we have some Christmas lights. Unfortunately, they don't actually function. That would be pretty cool if they did. And the end of it, I believe, is an elf's shoe. That's the custom putter for this particular hole. So this one, I think we want to try to bounce the ball off that peppermint over the candy cane. Let's see if we can do it. Well, it's not how I wanted that to go. Went way too far. Let's see if we can bounce it back. Alright, good enough. Yeah, so these courses just consistently high quality. And this one, this ribbon makes a loop-de-loop. So we have to hit it hard enough that it can go through the loop without losing momentum. So usually you want to control your power with these, but you for this one we're going to try to want to smack it hard to go through, and there we are. Very good. All right. 4 under par. A lot of people getting gifts from Santa. Mighty chocolate. So, like I said, Parasite Eve 2 for the PlayStation 1. Starting this Monday, some survival horror action with mitochondria powers. I assume Aya still has her mitochondria power. Uh-oh. That went out. That went out. I assume Aya still has her mitochondria powers, because why wouldn't she? She had them at the end of the first game. Unless they have a reason that she just doesn't have them right now. Uh-oh, is that going to be closed when it gets there? Oh, it went in? It went in? It went in? It's in. There we go. Yeah, so this one we have to hit it into the mouth of the Nutcracker. I was worried that it was closed by the time we got there, so it would fall down there. But no, it opened up just in time. Now we're going up some stairs. Stairs connected to this fire engine. I don't remember having a fire engine as a kid during Christmas time. I do remember getting a Hess truck, which is kind of odd when you think about it. I'm sure there must be some kind of history as to how the Hess truck became a Christmas thing. That seems so strange. Here's a Christmas gift. It's a model of an oil tanker truck From Hess. I mean, sure, it was a good quality toy, made of metal, but I played with it. It seems kind of odd, really, that became a thing. Alright, so this hole's very short. We need to chip it into Santa's sack. Oh, no, not quite, not quite. You see, now the problem is that was a little too little power, a little too weak. So now I have to be a little stronger, and that's always where they get you. It's where they get you because now I'm going to hit it way too hard. I'm probably going to hit it way too hard this time. That's always the problem. Having to be a little stronger or a little weaker. Nope, nope, actually perfect. Actually just perfect. Good. Alright, now we're heading on the tree. Let's walk on this ribbon. So how have you been doing? I've been doing okay. And, oh. You know, the company that makes this Mighty Coconut, I don't actually know where they're located, but I wonder if that power outlet might be a hint. But how have you been doing? Things going well? Have you been getting those New Year's resolutions done? Because I sure haven't. That's always depressing. Maybe this year I should do X. And like you're 2 months in, you haven't started X yet. I could just do that any time, but for some reason I'm just not. Oh, if I hit that a little harder, would have maybe bounced back all the way to the hole. Ah, things you've thought of doing for a while, and the only thing stopping you from doing it is yourself. It's always kind of a depressing thing. Well, I hope you're doing okay, and I hope that, you know, you get to start doing whatever it is you intended to do this year, and maybe just haven't gotten to as of yet. Let's, yeah, bounce the ball off these platforms, trying to get behind the candy to where the hole is. Just like life. We're all trying to bounce the ball. Oh, that did not bounce hard enough. We're all trying to bounce the ball behind the candy because that's where the hole is. Isn't that just the way? It's a very relatable situation. I don't even know what that means, but it probably sounds like some kind of innuendo. Outside the stream, I haven't played too many games yet. Something I did play was The Root Trees Are Dead, which I enjoyed quite a lot. And if you enjoy some sort of mystery, something that requires some kind of observation and deduction, I strongly recommend that. People have been comparing it to Obra Dinn. The gameplay is very different. The look and sound are very different. But the idea of having to identify people and who they are there's a similarity there. It scratches that itch. This gingerbread man is inviting me into his house, though he cannot fit into this house. He is far too tall to live in this domicile. Though the interior of the gingerbread house is pretty detailed. You usually would not put this much detail on the inside of the house because people are not going to look inside, but if you truly care about your gingerbread home, I guess you would do this. Oh, that's no good. That's no good. This sugar is hard. My ball bounces right off of it. I'm doing terribly on this one. The gingerbread house stymies me. There we go. Still, it was it was par. I thought it would be a bogey. Okay, at least it was par. Nutcracker tells me to go up here, orders me even. Yeah, this course has a number of references to other courses, assets used in other courses. Like this one up here is one of the original courses in this game, in this snow globe. Oh, we can take a good look at the entire setting from here. this carousel, I guess, with this three wise men scene. Forever traveling. Let's see if we can hit the ball through them. We did. Not straight enough. Yeah, we did not get it in. That's good enough. I missed my ride. It's a pine cone heading up to the cuckoo clock. Gotta wait for our ride to come back. Yeah, so the stream's going as it normally has been. And we are playing a new game while continuing to do tryouts, as we do. I think the beginning of the year is kind of nice for it, because usually nothing really is coming out. So we can look back at previous tryouts and say, hey, what would be good from this batch of tryouts? What would be good to do this time? And that's how it led to doing a Robot Alchemic Drive. And we're on this cuckoo clock, but no bird. But we do have golfers springing out to block the way of the ball. It's a straight line, but they might push it out. So let's get the timing right. Actually, hold on. Let me just see something. No, okay. I think I was wrong. Something that you get in these courses that you look around to find lost balls. They're like just balls that look different, like this one, like the one I'm using. I found it in this course. Haven't found all of them in this course. Thought I saw something. I think I was wrong. So never mind about that. Yeah, so I figured, it's early in the year. There's nothing, big coming out right now. Well, big. When do I play big games? Big for me, let's say. Big for me. Nothing's coming out, so let's play some RAD. And that was a really good decision. That was a really good choice. I don't think... Yeah, that's going to get hit. That's going to get hit. Oh, not quite. Not quite. Save just a little bit. That did not get there. And like I said, I also do think it is time for Parasite Eve 2. And then, when that's done, at some point maybe we can take a look at that third game, which apparently everyone loves. Really good reputation that third game has. Everyone says they love it. It's worth getting through the first two in order to experience the joy that is the third one. So I don't know anything about that. I'll just take your word for it that it's great. Here are my Puffin boys. The Puffins were from a previous course, Ice Lair. And as well as the Ice Cube Ball was from... They introduced that in Ice Lair. So we have a couple holes here that has the Ice Cube. The Ice Cube has different physics than the ball, because the Ice Cube slides. It doesn't roll. And it wants to stay on the ground. It's hard to get any air. And once it starts to lose momentum, it loses momentum quickly, as opposed to the ball, which can roll for a while. So, feels very different. Very different. Let's see what we can do here. Okay, well, it's in front of the igloo anyway. Front of the igloo. Iglooed. There we go. There we go. 7 under par. Looking good. Yeah, so as I was talking about, New Year's resolutions. I wanted to draw more. I keep wanting to do that, and then I never do it. And then sometimes I get seized with inspiration, and that doesn't happen often. Doesn't happen often. But I feel like I should be doing more of it. So this one, we have a ramp. We don't want to hit the ball hard. We just want to tap it slightly so it'll roll down that ramp. There we go. Alright, ended up near the hole. Let's take the lift down there. Santa doing a ski jump. I keep feeling like I should be doing more drawing, and then I just don't do that. It's one of those things where I feel like, yeah, I'd want to do it. And like the only person stopping me from doing it is me. I hate that. There's always going to be time, right? Until, like, there isn't any time. I feel like I do that too often. God, it's an eagle. Another ice cube. Honestly, I have no idea. I have no idea how I've been able to do this channel for so many years. Not all consistently. You know, there have been breaks, but fairly consistently. If you had told me... How long has it been now? What are we approaching now? Is it going to be the 17th? This year? Would it be 17? I think so. If you told me, like, 17 years ago that I would be able to have... like, consistently do this for this long, like, make videos, I would say, no, well, no, obviously that's not true. I've never been able to do anything for any long period of time before losing interest and then just not doing it anymore. Ugh, terrible. That was terrible. I would say that's not happening. Okay, well, I think do we have a straight line? Not quite, not quite. This could have gone a lot better. Nine under par. Yeah, so that's always the problem about having ideas for, like, some sort of lengthy project, but realizing that you've never been able to keep up anything for a long period of time. So what's the chances you're ever actually going to start on that project? Are you even capable... Oh, that went way up on the snowbank. Are you even capable of consistently doing something for that period? Oh, wow. Didn't think that would get in because the ice cube moves so weirdly. And basically what I'm talking about here is that for, you know, I don't know, many years I've always thought off and on about doing some sort of comic book. I don't know how long that would possibly take, considering how slow I am when it comes to drawing. But sometimes I think, hey, you know, this year, maybe I should finally start that, at least try to do one issue within the year. Still haven't started that, which is not surprising. I guess a lot of that has to do with, you know, having thought for a long time about doing something, but, you know, maybe subconsciously pushing off beginning it because you're a little bit worried about starting something with a genuine effort, because if you finally do it and it doesn't work out, and that means you can't actually do it, that's a bad thing to find out. You don't really want to find that out. We got a mouse family living in here. Having a nap. They seem content. In front of the Christmas pine cone. Thinking about that episode, that old episode of The Simpsons where Bart tries his hardest to pass the test and still fails and starts crying, and Mrs. Krabappel asks him, "Why are you crying? You always fail. This is not new for you." And then Bart says, "Yeah, but this was the time I really tried, and now I've discovered I can't actually do it." You know, I guess that's the thing, right? You want to try to do it, but what if you give it your hardest and it doesn't work out? Oh yeah, the way that this one works, each of these flags, it will add that to my score. So 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1. I want to try to get it in the 1, which is the hardest one, of course. Nope, went into 3, so that's going to make my strokes 3. Still, -9. Bogey. Alright, so my best on this is -13. Still, we're 9 under par, and that's fine. There's one ball. The check marks represent lost balls. There's one ball I haven't gotten in hole 11, which is... Hole 11 is the gingerbread house. Where is that ball? I've been looking around this house. So sometimes these balls are real hard to find. And I find that's been the case in the later DLC courses, where there's some courses where I've barely found any. and I just can't figure out where they might be. Like, how is it possible to look over so much of the course and not find it? And I found... It's right there. You see it? It's between these. There it is. That's our last ball. Yeah, I think... So the lost balls, they don't do anything. They're just different looking balls that you can play with. And I think just the reason that they're here in the game is to give you a reason to look around, to really look around these environments they made, to really search all the nooks and crannies. Like, they just want you to look at this thing they made, right? And that's the purpose of the balls, I think. A little bit of extra playtime. All right, so that's our update for February with some Christmas-themed mini-golf a couple months past Christmas. We are going to be playing on the stream Parasite Eve 2. We are continuing on with tryouts, of course. And that's what's going on for the time being. So I hope you've been doing okay. I hope your year has been going okay so far. And I hope, you know, whatever it is you want to do, whatever sort of long-term project you want to start on, I hope you are able to finally make yourself start that. Because you gotta find... At some point, you just gotta bite the bullet and find out if you can actually do it or not. And if you can't, then that's something that you're gonna have to accept, and maybe move on to something else in that case. I hope you've had a good couple of months so far, and see you on the stream, of course, which of course is always twitch.tv/supergreatfriend. No D. Dracula has no business in these parts, especially not on Christmas. Streams Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Yeah, that's right, Twitch. Twitch is deleting most of the highlights, aren't they? Well, that's a depressing thing. I've had the highlights... You know, all the streams I've been doing, I've made highlights, so they would be viewable after the fact, and the chat would be saved after the fact as well. And which each of the videos I post, there's a link in the description going to that if you want to watch that version, the version that has the chat, and the version that is unedited, as some of the videos I do feel the need to edit them in some way. Yeah, they're deleting a lot of those highlights. I don't know. Nothing to be done about that, I guess. Though, if that is that could just be a sign that Twitch is going to get worse as a service, because it's never just one thing, right? It's never just we're taking away one thing. It's we're taking away something, and that's a signal that we're going to be taking away more things. We have to cut costs because Amazon is not actually giving us any money, and things are getting more expensive, and probably a sign the service is going to get worse. So gonna have to think about that. But, you know, the stream at the moment is on Twitch. Hope to see you there for Aya Brea and her mitochondria-based adventures. Have a good month.